guys, welcome to Friday Arvo Factory Walk, the next edition. Sorry, last week I didn't make it. We were actually out at Willowbank Raceway supporting Team Fletcher Racing and Brianna Barker Racing, so apologies for that. Now today's edition is actually not Friday. Last Friday was extremely hectic, so this is actually late on a Sunday afternoon, but that doesn't matter. It hasn't changed much since Friday afternoon, so let's go for a walk. Right guys, look, we've got fresh stock of the new teardrop door, the new DC teardrop door from Aussie Traveller. We're super excited to get our hands on these. I'm about to do an instruction video as soon as we're finished here, so make sure you check our YouTube channel for that. But yeah, very pumped to bring you these new doors. Probably the biggest change here within a week or so is Davina and Manny's toy hauler. As you can see, we've now got all the walls up, so it's gone together well. You can see the three large cutouts that this build has, so there's a lot of panel actually gets lifted out on this build, so this is going to be interesting for you guys to see how that all works. Inside the panel, around all the cutouts, we've got our 25 by 45 protrusion beam to give the panel some more rigidity, because so much of it is opening out. Now we've also capped up the doors already. I'll show you that shortly. But all in all, it's looking quite well. You can see where the CNC router has drilled and cut little pockets for all the side marker lamps that's going to be installed in this build. So most of the work is done as far as that's concerned, and it's pretty much you just plug and play and away you go. Now this build is a little different. Normally we bond the panels to the outside of a frame, whereas this one is using C-section here, so to speak, so we're actually glued the panel to the inside of the frame. Now you can do that, but this proved to be a little challenging at times because we had to press the panel out towards the outside, so the guys managed to do that with some crafty beams and pieces of foam to apply pressure to the adhesive while it cures. But yeah, no, it's come up really well. All right, so you can see here we've installed the rear wall. Of course, the door for this rear wall is very large. There's minimal panel left. We do have beams surrounding this big cutout, and so that's glued into position at the moment. Now you see we've got some temporary stays here at the moment. So this is just clamped up underneath off the frame. So this is just providing a temporary shelf, so to speak, for the panel just to sit on while the adhesive cures. And we've also, on the sides, we've just used styro tape just to hold the two panels together while the glue's cured. The terracing has gone off now, so that can be all removed on Monday. Okay, so this panel here is the front wall and the roof for the toy hauler. So it's all CNC cut and ready to go. We will put that up on there tomorrow and get that glued into position. We've gone ahead and installed some white front marker lamps up in the roof, pre-wired that, have it ready. It will drop into the other protrusion beams as we assemble. Okay, so these long thin panels here, we're going to use these as gussets, I suppose, or extra support for the roof, being such a large open space. So where these are going to go, once they've got the roof on, we're actually we'll bond these into position here, right up against the side wall and to the roof, and that'll provide a lot more strength to the build. But it's also going to provide a large cavity in here where future wiring or air lines or something to that nature can be run from end to end and look quite neat. But we'll bring you all that as we assemble this build. Okay, so up here is where we are trimming off the door panels for Davina and Manny's toy hauler. So the rear door and the two large side doors are being trimmed with Styro Seal HD. It's a big door, so we want the big heavy duty trim hanging onto these. This little one here is Styro Seal LT. This is the one at the front, it goes in the front wall, so that'll hinge off there quite nicely. So it's trimmed and ready to go. Okay, so here they are, the two big side doors. So these are all trimmed off, ready to go. Again, Styro Seal HD on these doors, and then we've also got the Styro T-Handle HD to complement, and of course we're using 3 per door due to the size of it. So we've got lots of panel packed up, ready to go. These sets here are heading south. We've got another large panel set down there heading to Melbourne. Of course, we've got our industry work that goes out in those crate boxes there. That always takes place every month. But these are decontamination trailers, so they get built by a local firm who then ship these out to councils and governments around the place for emergency use. So we do quite a few of these, so it's always pleasing to see your product going towards emergency services and helping the community. Lots of Styro floorboard has come in, or Thermalite board. We've got a big shipment of that's just come in, so although most of it's gone out already, so if you want some Styro floor, make sure you get onto us pretty pronto for that. Right, so as I said, it's Sunday afternoon, about 6:15. There's no one around, but we've actually been laying panel all weekend. We do quite a lot of panel for the RV industry that have their own CNC routers. A lot of manufacturers have their own routers because they cut their own internal cupboards and things for that nature. So they get us to manufacture the panels, and we pack them up on stillages and send them out. Something interesting here is part of a refrigerated truck body set. That's of course our heritage. That's where the Styromax brand or name began its life. We've actually got probably over 1,000 truck bodies manufactured by Summercool, which was us back in the day, and we cut our teeth manufacturing transport refrigeration panel sets. So what we learnt from this industry, from bonding panels and making them strong and making them light, we were able to filter through into the RV sector. Now this is a set of rear doors. It's 80mm thick all up, so we're using 2.5 skins, both faces of a 75mm core. Now this is filled with styro plates in behind the skin, so that's where the machine will come along and drill all the holes for the hardware, such as cam locks or hinges. Just here we've got a front wall for the same refrigerated truck body. Now it's 105mm thick, so again 2.5mm skins inside and outside, 100mm foam. But what makes this one special is we've got a 100 by 50 RHS frame inside this panel. Now this frame inside this panel is to help support the great big fridge truck refrigeration unit that you probably see sticking through the front of these big trucks. So you need some pretty serious gear inside these walls to hang on to that weight. So we've got a 100 by 50 RHS frame. It goes right through the panel from top to bottom, and they'll actually weld this panel at the bottom to the subframe. Okay, over here we have the sidewalls for the same truck. They 50mm thick sidewalls, so got to remember the refrigerated truck body is got to hold its temperature, because the big chiller units are going to pull it down to a sub-0 degrees. So we're obviously going to want thicker panel in our walls, not so much also for strength, but to keep hold of the temperature that the chiller unit will pull the box. So again, 2.5 skins, both sides, inside and out, and here we use a 45mm foam. This panel is going to be 2.8 metres high by 9 metres long. So once this body is built, it's an extremely large vehicle. Okay, here's some more uncut panel ready for the RV industry that have their own CNC. So this is a large volume of our work. It usually gets done on weekends or after hours, as our normal production flow with panel laying and CNC cutting is always pretty full on. So this type of work gets done after hours. All right, check this. 9 metres long, 2.43 metres wide, 105mm thick. This is the roof panel for that transport refrigerated truck body. So this is a serious bit of panel and a serious bit of insulation. So yeah, that's a big panel, and of course you got to lift that up on top of the body when you build it. Inside, in behind the skin in this section here, there's actually a 300mm wide steel plate. That's also for strength and support. They'll bolt the chiller unit to the top of that, but they'll also bolt down through the roof, through the plate, and then into the front wall frame as well for strength. Again, these types of vehicles have to be built super strong and take forklift traffic inside them. Okay, during the week also we had this frame turn up from Canberra. So this is a small motorhome, probably on a light four-wheel drive truck by the looks of it. So yep, that's turned up for us. That's going to be an assembly build as well that we will bring you. Alright guys, that's about all I've got for you on this episode. So hope you enjoyed the tour and a bit of a walk around. So look, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. Till then, we'll see you next time.